Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to Celtic Legacy Wrestling. I am the Bard, the keeper of scrolls and teller of tales. Today I have the honor of presenting to you CLW episode 34. On this show, you're going to see Hannah Taylor versus Nightshade, the Social Elite versus British Strong Style, Charlie Dempsey versus Finn Balor, Oba Femi versus Big Damo. Liv Morgan will be teaming with the tag team champions, the Shewolves, to take on all three members of the Brood. And in our main event, CM Punk will be teaming up with Kaia McKenna to take on the team of Drew McIntyre and Blair Onyx. Now let's get to the action. Welcome to CLW episode 34. Our opening match is Finn Balor versus Charlie Dempsey. Non-title match. We're closing in on Edinburgh Rumble. Finn Balor will be defending the Slancha Championship against Oba Femi, who won that Battle Royal to determine the number one contender a few weeks ago. Charlie Dempsey in control of Finn Balor at the moment. Knee to the face. Working on the leg. Ankle. Going to affect Finn being able to go to the top rope for the coup de grace. Rope break. Finn's a little off his game. We haven't seen him since our last premium event. Most of the time we've been seeing him recently has been after he summons the demon. Two sides, Jekyll and Hyde. Finn going for a cover here. Only a one count. Finn setting Charlie up here possibly. The knees to the gut. Prompting Charlie to get up. Springboard drop kick. See if he can end it here. Only a one count. Finn confronting the ref on that. Charlie looking for a submission here on the champion. Stomp to the foot, elbow, chops. Finn coming back on Charlie here. Charlie able to counter that. Sending Finn into the corner, face first. Charlie's been maintaining momentum and some control of this match. See a big victory over Finn here. Might even get him a title shot down the road, assuming Finn keeps the championship. That was a 2 count. Charlie going to the top rope. Double axe handle. Finn's in trouble. decided on a pin. Only a 2 count. Taunting Finn. He said that before. Sends Finn out of the ring. Charlie back into the ring. The Finn. Rake of the back. Finn with an elbow out of the corner. Collision in the middle of the ring. Finn setting up. Gonna try to get a victory here. Only a 2 count. Stomp. Kind of a mini coup de grace. Charlie knocking Finn off the apron. Oh, taunting the crowd. Might be a mistake. Giving Finn a chance to get a breather on the outside. Finn attempt here. Oh. I thought that was 3. That was so close. The Finn was able to get out of it. Dempsey's definitely been learning from William Regal and the Bulldog in British strong style. Putting on a bit of a wrestling clinic here against Finn. Just busted Finn open with that knee. I was up on the second turnbuckle. Another double axe, but Finn was out of there. Finn's looking to make some big moves here. Sling blade. Joking now. Finn's definitely getting desperate at this point. Coup de grace. That might be it. 1, 2. Finn wins. Oba Femi. We're gonna see here. I thought he was gonna jump Finn for a second there. Time for a second match. Women's 6-person tag. The Brood, Paige, Succubus, and Raven Creed versus a team of Liv Morgan and the Shewolves. Paige will be defending the CLW Women's Championship against Liv Morgan in a TLC match at Edinburgh Rumble. The other 2 members of the Brood, Raven Creed and Succubus, will be challenging the Shewolves for the Women's Tag Team Championship at Edinburgh Rumble. Rivalry between Liv Morgan and Paige has been going on for several weeks now. Succubus then joined Paige. A couple weeks after that, Raven Creed joined the Brood as well. Raven issued a challenge to the tag champs. Kasey accepted on behalf of her team. not knowing at the time who Raven's partner was going to be. Ended up being Succubus. And in the first matchup between those two teams, the Brood won. They get a tag team match, title match last episode. Liv Morgan was in the Shewolves corner. And while the Shewolves ended up with the win in that, there was a lot of controversy with interference from Liv and Paige, leading to the rematch coming up at Edinburgh Rumble. Kasey in control of Succubus. Going for a pin. Succubus is taking control of Kasey. Looks like she's set for a tag. Raven Creed now in. Big clothesline from Kasey takes down Raven. Lee now tagged in. But Raven catches her with a knee to the face. And a clothesline from Raven. Trying to show Kasey she can do it better, maybe. Paige now tagged in. Leah in control of Paige, sending her into her corner, but Paige meets her with an elbow. Trying to get out of that corner. Paige fighting back. Paige taking out Lee's knee, now tagging in Raven Creed. But Lee manages to catch her with a drop kick. Tagging in Kasey. Liv's not been back in since her initial go around. Pin attempt by Raven. Liv now making her way in for break that pin. Ooh, Raven almost got Liv with a kick as she was exiting the ring. Raven setting Kasey up. Will this be that submission? Setting her up here. Might be too close to the ropes. That's a rope break. Kasey lucked out there. Paige back in. Been frequent tags by the Brood. Kasey fighting back on Paige. Not even close on that springboard moonsault. Headed in the wrong direction. Paige going for a pin. 2 count. Paige with another tag. Cutting the ring off as Kasey was trying to get to her corner. Another pin attempt by Raven. Only a 2. Raven to the top, but Kasey just did a nip up. Missing that. Kasey now coming back on Raven. Tag into Lee again. Again, Liv Morgan hasn't been back in there. Maybe she's conserving herself for the championship match coming up. Succubus is legal. Raven is still out of it in the ring. Succubus in control of Lee. Taking her to the corner and just busted her open. Looking for a disarmer. Kasey making the save. And giving a boot to Succubus while she's at it. Going for a cover. I thought that was going to be it. And we had going to have the Brood winning that. Would have been an advantage for Succubus and Raven going into the tag team match. Succubus maintaining control over Lee. And Lee was able to get a tag to Kasey. Kasey setting Succubus up. Pin attempt. Northern Lights. Not even a one as Paige is in there. But Paige is now in the Cobra Clutch. Kasey was not messing around with Paige after she came in and broke up that pin. Succubus now has Kasey in trouble. Be looking for a tag. Raven's back in. Seems Paige hasn't been in there as often either. Wouldn't blame those two for saving their energy for the TLC match, only a couple days away. A huge Samoan drop there by the champs. And a kick out. Raven sent into the corner. Manages to catch Lee with an elbow. A side kick. Now we see Paige. I think Liv Morgan would want to get in there for their rival. Paige didn't stand there very long. Probably conserving her energy. Lee fighting back on Succubus. Sends her into the corner. Big boot and nowhere to go. Busted Succubus open. She may be out. Raven must have been thinking the same thing because she made that save really quick. Again, Succubus able to counter out of the corner. Sending Lee into her corner. And Paige caught her with a punch from behind. Lee fighting out of the corner though, kicks. Succubus takes her down with an arm drag. Thrown into the corner and Kasey caught her. Kasey held on to her while Lee hit her from behind, but I think Kasey got hit with that too because she's dazed in the corner. And a double team. Not sure how she made that tag when Kasey was dazed. Samoan drop again. It looks like it finished it this time. Nightshade versus Hannah Taylor. We haven't seen Hannah Taylor since her loss at Pay the Piper in that first blood cage match with Raven Creed, where Raven made Hannah bleed. Raven has moved on to the tag team championships with Succubus, so we'll have to see what Hannah's going to move on to. Maybe it's going to be time for her to focus on one of the women's singles championships, the Celtic Championship or the CLW Women's Championship. You could see Hannah Taylor versus Paige or Liv Morgan, depending on who wins that one. Or perhaps Hannah Taylor versus Blair, Onyx, or Kaia McKenna, depending on who wins their matchup. That matchup between Blair and Kaia at Edinburgh Rumble will be for the Celtic Championship in a casket match. Kaia said she was going to get rid of Blair the same way she got rid of Dawn. But Blair also has that stipulation she was sent here to get Dawn reinstated. So that will still be in effect for this matchup. If Blair puts Kaia in that casket and closes the lid, not only will Kaia be gone from CLW, but Dawn will be reinstated. Nightshade with a big knee to Hannah. Might have knocked her out there. 2. Wow. Tag team matchup with the tag team champions. The Social Elite, Sean Guinness and Matthew Smyth versus British Strong Style. Different combination. This time it's the Bulldog and Regal. The Social Elite have already defeated the British Strong Style combination of the Bulldog and Charlie Dempsey twice, including the one time with Regal as the guest referee. Called the match down the middle, which was interesting since his teammates were in there. But maybe Regal is trying to do things fair and square so he could get this match. Who knows what he was thinking. We'll have to see if Regal and the Bulldog can have better luck against the tag champs. Saw Dempsey earlier in an impressive matchup against Finn Balor, even though he lost. It was a very impressive outing by Dempsey. Bulldog now in control of Smyth. Bulldog tagging Regal. First time we're seeing Regal in this match. Both Regal and Bulldog are veterans. Regal is going to be considered one of the top wrestlers in the world. Double team here. Punch to the gut. Smyth that face first into the corner. Another tag, but Smyth was able to tag Guinness on the other side. Regal's still able to catch Guinness with a DDT, and Smyth is still out of it on the mat, making his way up. But Regal went for him there. Barely get over that top rope and out of the ring before Regal got his hands on him. And now the challengers are looking impressive. But the Social Elite have been the most dominant tag team in this season of CLW. They've held the tag championships most of the season. They did lose them briefly, but after a few weeks they gained them back. Guinness taking a lot of damage from the Bulldog here. On the outside, I have to say, in all the matches that the Social Elite have had, there have been several countouts leading to rematches. They may just have to make it that there's no more countouts in the tag matches. Everybody's back in. Guinness taking control of the DDT. Nice drop kick there. Sending the Bulldog in. Going low. Hurricanrana. Bulldog's up. Dodges out of it. Guinness still catches him. Backstabber. Regal walks in. Bulldog in the corner of the Elite. Took his head off with that. Setting him up from the outside. Springboard Hurricanrana. Not paying attention, and Regal's been tagged in. Regal missing with the double axe handle. Double team coming in. It looks like that assisted drop kick. Smyth with a pin. Regal sent into the corner. Getting set up. Smyth going to the top. Setting Regal up. Meteora from the top rope. Is that going to do it for Regal? The champs win. Oba Femi versus Big Damo. Oba Femi won the Battle Royal to determine the new #1 contender for Finn Balor's Launcher Championship a few weeks ago. It was very impressive. He eliminated 5 opponents in that match. One of the ones he eliminated was Big Damo. The last episode, Oba took on Aleister Black, who he had also eliminated in that Battle Royal. And a couple of weeks ago, he took on Sid. Sid was the first one he eliminated in the Battle Royal. So far, Oba is undefeated against all those opponents. We'll see if he can defeat Damo as he heads into that Slancha Championship match with Finn Balor at Edinburgh Rumble in a couple of days. Right now, Damo's got control of Oba. These two monsters. Pin attempt. Only a 1. We saw Finn defeat Charlie Dempsey in our opening match. And Oba Femi came out after the match for a stare down with Finn. Damo still in control of Oba, I mean. Clothesline from the top. Pin attempt 2. Nope, not a 2. Looked like it was going to be 2. Didn't make it. Elbow drop. Knee. Oba's in trouble here. Damo's setting Oba up. Could be that spinning power. Nope. What's he going for now? Taking Oba into the corner. Stomping on him. Big knee. Now he's setting up. This could be it. Oba's not looking good. Gonna have to do something. Electric chair driver. Is that gonna be it for Oba? Damo beat Oba. Oba's disappointed in himself. The Demon. Looks like Finn sending a message to Oba that he will be facing the Demon at Edinburgh Rumble. It's happening in 2 days. Time for our main event. Drew McIntyre teaming with Blair Onyx to face the team of CM Punk and Kaia McKenna. Drew will be defending the CLW Championship against CM Punk, Edinburgh Rumble, in an ambulance match. These two are just going to beat each other down until one of them has to take a ride in that ambulance. And Kaia will be defending the Celtic Championship against Blair Onyx in a casket match. It's come to this. Kaia won the casket match against Dawn several weeks ago, sending Dawn out of CLW. A few weeks later, Blair Onyx appeared out of the crowd and attacked Kaia McKenna. And as that rivalry evolved, Blair made it clear that she was sent to CLW by Dawn to take out Kaia. And pay the piper, they had to escape the cage match. Or if Blair won, Dawn would be reinstated. But Kaia won that match and regained the Celtic Championship that she had previously lost to Blair. But Blair said her mission is not done. She was sent here to get Dawn reinstated and challenged Kaia to another match. Any stipulation that Kaia wanted. So long as Dawn being reinstated was still on the line, Punk and Drew on the outside. They're going to get countered out. On the last episode of CLW, Kaia said she's going to send Blair out of CLW the same way she did Dawn and wanted a casket match. Punk, sure what he's thinking. He's not going to make it back in. That was close. Kaia has the confidence that she's going to send Blair out of CLW the same way she did Dawn and that casket. If Blair sends Kaia out in that casket, we will not see Kaia again. Blair will be the new Celtic champion, and Dawn will be reinstated. Pin attempt. Kaia has so much to lose in that matchup. Drew setting up for a Claymore, but Punk sidesteps it. Punk has felt those Claymores. After 2 Claymores, when Drew defeated Punk for the CLW Championship several weeks ago, Punk suffered a concussion and was out for a few weeks. He returned and challenged Drew to a Hell in a Cell match. It wasn't Pay the Piper, it was Loch Ness Lockdown. I got my events confused. Loch Ness Lockdown was our last event where all those matches took place in the cage and the Hell in a Cell. Blair just working on Kaia, ripping her hair out. Kick to the face. Drew, not on the apron, there he goes. Blair controlling Kaia. It could be foreshadowing for the casket match. Setting her up, face first into the mat. 2. That was almost the end right there. Blair setting Kaia up. Spiked her down now. What do we got? Blair just defeated Kaia. Blair Onyx pinned Kaia McKenna. That could be some foreshadowing for their casket match at Edinburgh Rumble. That victory also meant Drew is now 1-up on Punk, headed into their ambulance match at Edinburgh Rumble. Oba Femi and Finn Balor each had a face-off after their respective matches. And we know it's going to be the Demon, in case anybody thought differently. Liv Morgan and the Shewolves defeated the Brood. That may also be some foreshadowing for their matches at Edinburgh Rumble, as Liv will be taking on Paige in a TLC match for the Women's Championship. You're not going to want to miss. The story's yet to be told. So unless you're the village idiot, you should like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.